Hey guys, so I've been racking my head around exactly what I wanted to have be for my main sustainable content on this page. I thought about, I want to talk about different social issues, but I don't necessarily know that that's something I want to have all the time, especially as I'm going to have my blog that I'll be talking about that stuff on. I have my here and there where I talk about different places I go and different things that I do. I'll be honest, I tried to do maybe a weekly blog or weekly vlog type thing where I just would have footage of where I was going and what I was doing. And you would think with the amount that I use Instagram and I'm constantly on my Instagram stories that it would be an easy transition. It was not. Switching from the vertical way of the Instagram to having to put it on my camera, it was too much, and I was like, nah, bro, that does not work for me. So what I decided to do is I'm just going to use this for my my weight loss vlog. It's a lot of my followers on my Instagram page and stuff started following me on that journey. It's something that I talk about a lot. It's not necessarily something that I want to be the only thing that I discuss, oh, she's just trying to lose weight and that's just it. No, because I have a well-balanced, or at least I try to have a well-balanced life, and I do different things, and I want to share all the different aspects of that with you, my thoughts and other things. But the weight loss is a big portion of it also. It's my constant struggle. So that's what this is going to be. I figure Wednesday's a good time for that. Weight loss Wednesdays. I love a good alliteration hashtag. So I'll just be tuning in and talking to you about that. The segment is called Losing Weight Sucks, because it does. I'm sorry, I wish I was one of those people, who was oh gosh, I love it so much. But it really, if I'm being totally honest, it sucks. I would love to lose weight, but I don't really want to do any of the things involved with losing weight. Exercise is not fun. Eating super healthy all the time is not fun. And I know that people say oh, it grows on you and you grow to love it. And I hope so. I generally hope that, a couple vlogs from now, I'm on here all obnoxiously, oh, nothing tastes as good as feeling good feels. I hope I'm that person. I love to be that person. I hope I feel wonderful and I'm slimmer, but we'll see. I do. So if you've ever tried to lose weight, you know that it is a roller coaster. And it definitely is for me. Honestly, I'm probably where I am now because there's been too many roller coasters. And I think about that sometimes, oh, what if I had never dieted? If I look at pictures of me in middle school and high school, when the dieting began, and I'm man, if I had never dieted and just healthy and eating and, moderately, even not anything crazy, I wonder where I would be if it wasn't such a diet obsessed culture that pushes these extreme dietings, and then you bounce back from the extreme dieting. In my case, always plus. It's always I lose some and I gain some back plus. The longest I've ever really held off weight without gaining back was I did Herbalife a couple of years ago, and I kept it off for a year after that. I wasn't losing, but that's because I wasn't being consistent, not because the program didn't work. And then I got hit with some depression and then gained it back. But other than that, most of the time it's just I do it, but it's not anything that's sustainable. So then I gain it back. And you'll never really find me pushing one particular type of diet because I am a huge advocate that they pretty much all work. It just depends on what works for you. So for some, with the exception that obviously eating clean and eating healthy, eating stuff from nature and working out, that is always peak the best. That's always going to be the best for you internally. And long term, that's just the way to go. We all know that. Now going back to diets though, they all kind of work in different ways. It just matters what you stick to and what personally works for you. So I'm never really one to be oh, don't do this program or don't do that program. I'm do you. Do whatever works for you. If shakes work for you, if counting calories works for you, if doing points works for you, whatever. I just want to have an area where we support each other. Hopefully this community kind of grows and we just support each other to do what works for them as long as they're doing something. And it's not about getting super skinny. I'm never going to be a super skinny person. Even if I lose a bunch of weight, I will be curvy, thick person, and I'm okay with that. I just want to be healthy, you know, like I'm not trying to get to a size 5. I'm trying to get to going up a flight of stairs without dying, you know, or being able to walk around the city for a while and not being super tired. And because I like to explore and I like to do adventures and stuff, and being held back from that because of something that you also can control is not great. I'll talk more about that later, but so each week I'll just come in with my little updates on what's going on and what I've been doing. Hopefully as more people start to follow this, you can tell me what you're doing and we can talk. You can let me know what you want me to talk about. So as far as this past week, I worked out twice, I think. I'm trying to get better about being consistent. The crazy thing with working out is that, like, I will find workouts. I hate the idea of working out, and that's really something that I personally have to work on, because when I actually work out, I don't hate it as much as I hate the thought of it, if that makes any sense. Like, the anxiety I feel leading into working out is never as bad as like the actual workout, especially when I work out at home and do like dance workouts and stuff like that. Like, it's actually fun to me. But when I think, oh, I gotta work out, then I don't want to do it. So that's a large part of it, is it's so mental, especially for me. And that's also part of why, like, I've thought about like weight loss surgeries and things like that. And it's not completely off the table, and I don't judge anyone that's done it. You know, like I said earlier, do what works for you and what you need to do. I just know for me, my biggest hindrance is mental. So yeah, I could get surgery, but if I'm not in a place mentally where I'm eating right or working out or doing the things I need to do, I'll just come back. So there's really no point. If I ever get to the point where I'm like, listen, mentally, physically, I'm doing what I need to do and it's not working, and then we need to take that step, that's fine. But I wouldn't take that step until I felt like I was mentally there. And I think that's important. I think a lot of people miss that step, which is why they do things like having the surgery and gaining it back. So anyways, this is a vlog 1. I'll be back next week. Hopefully I'll be back like, guys, I worked out like 4 days. I feel so proud of myself. Fingers crossed. Can't promise that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna be really honest here. I think a lot of times, you know, when you see people online, and I know for me, I used to follow like a ton of like people who had really crazy great before and afters, and yes, that's motivating, but it was also like I would see their journey and then I'd be depressed. Like, I lost 70 pounds, and then I would look at other before and afters and be like, I have so much further to go till I get even close to that. Like, ugh. And then I'm putting my life on hold until I do those things. And I finally got to the point where I was like, no. So what I did that's helped a ton is I started following a lot of body positive people. So a lot of people who just embrace the skin that they're in and are just happy with who they are and living life with what they've got. And that's actually helped a ton for me as far as me putting myself out there and doing what I want to do. And someone I follow has this quote I love, Cece. She says, don't wait on your weight to live the life that you want, which is exactly what I was doing. But when you think about it, like, I'm not any more intelligent because I'm slimmer, or my opinions don't matter anymore because I'm smaller, and I'm not any less talent or, you know, more talented because I'm smaller. That's just the physical. So realizing that I can do all of those things while being this size was really important to me. And we'll talk more about that later. But so yeah, so we'll see how the next week goes, and I will, good, bad, or otherwise, I will be back next Wednesday, and we'll fill you in, and we'll keep going from there. All right, thanks. I guess I have to make sure to like and subscribe. I guess I have to start saying that now. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments below. All right, bye guys.